Hola familia, it's your favorite Puerto Rican Brooklyn Philly here with our daily emotional checkup. Yes, this is an opportunity for us to kind of just become in tune and in touch with our bodies, our emotions, our health, right? Overall health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's an opportunity to provide sacred space to acknowledge our uh, whatever, right, arises for us and what we're feeling, but not only to acknowledge it and give voice to it, which is so important, but to also self-validate it. I know for me, I've spent so much of my life trying to be heard, understood, and even validated by others. And It took me a long, long time to, get to the point of understanding that how can I require that of others when I'm not able or allowing it to provide it to myself, right? So, without further ado, we're going to first just try to tune in to, um, yeah, what are we either feeling, um, that wants to be revealed to us. And maybe we, due to life, right, have not been hearing to, due to all the noise, have not been able to allow the room or space to hear it, right? Um, these are the oracle cards that wanted to come out. Very interesting, right? I just was speaking about learning finally that I had to do it for myself. And the oracle card that comes out is do it for you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, higher self. Thank you, inner child. Right? And then the two actually came out thorns. How beautiful that is. And it indicates weave together the crown you deserve. Right? Once again, both of these cards are acknowledging this sense of accountability and responsibility that must begin with us, that must begin within, I'm hearing. And yes, I'll admit, right now my ego is screaming, oh, you had that long pause, um, and it wants to indicate, oh, start the video over, all of this negative critique of my reading style or just this video in general, not the whole reading style, but just. And one of the themes that has been consistent this past several videos was this intentionality about really slowing down, really learning to pace myself. And what I just heard was becoming comfortable with the silence, becoming comfortable with pauses. One of the things I notice is that I feel the need to fill pauses. So if we are having a conversation and there's a pause, a long pause, it gets awkward and uncomfortable for me. I haven't, honestly, interestingly enough, it's amazing I'm being so vulnerable with an issue that I haven't fully, sifted through exactly. But there's an uncomfortability with the silence for me. I want to hurry up and fill the silence. And there's an importance of slowing down, of being okay with longer pauses, of not feeling that they're so awkward or inappropriate. That there is nothing wrong, I'm hearing, with slowing down, gathering one's thoughts, intentionally thinking of what we want to convey, particularly when it's to someone or about something so important, right? If we're having a conversation with a loved one, we should be thoughtful and mindful about the words that we are expressing or conveying to them, right? Whether it's our own emotions, and they deserve that type of validity and preciseness so that it can be clearly understood, or if it is something that we're sharing with them that we want them to understand. In either situation, it should be important enough, and we should be patient with ourselves enough and with the other to slow things down if and when necessary, to ensure we're clearly, I'm hearing the word again, conveying, sharing what we mean, and for clear understanding, yes, confirmation, as well as proper communication, I'm hearing. And it's interesting that I'm saying it that way, because when I just opened it up, that's what Spirit told me. It was about providing a sacred space, right? How important, I'm hearing now, how crucial it is for one to be able to hold space for another. But more importantly, it begins with holding space with oneself, for oneself, right? And then I'm hearing, in this world, particularly during these times where we have advanced so much, in some areas it seemed that it has been at the expense of something so important as proper communication, so that we are heard, seen, and understood, which is so essential to formulating healthy relationships and partnerships, and families, communities, societies, so on and so forth. So again, the me is amazed, but of course not, what's the word I'm looking for? I expect Spirit, right, to show up in such a way, to be so intentional with coming up with these oracle cards, being the ones that choose to, as some would say, it was a coincidence, they fell out, or there's random, and all of the randomness, right? I'm not what do you call those people who can do an analysis of the percentage or the rate of, I'm hearing Rain Man, right? There's 324 toothpicks, I don't know, right? Although I'm not good with those type of numbers, I am, yes, still pleasantly surprised, and not surprised at the synchronicity of how these things evolve, right? So another thing that I am noticing now, one is a 41 and one is a 14. So there's this mirroring, there's this inverse, right, effect I'm hearing. And I just got chills because I'm also thinking about that we are currently, for those who agree with such beliefs or synchronicities, we are currently under this 12 to 1221 portal, to try to give it a type of, some phrase to encapsulate it. Um, that I understand it to be a mirror, right? 12 and 21, this mirroring uh, portal, right? Um, and for these cards to come out 41 and 14, I am once again yet just like, wow, right? Spirit, wow. Another thing I'm now reflecting upon as I look at the cards, this 41 card, which was the first one to reveal itself, has snowflakes and snow and not a lot of greenery, right? Mountains, and it seems to be snow covered. And these are snowflakes. Yes, I just noticed that she has her tongue out. I don't know if you can see it. I love it. Like the little girl in you, the little boy in you. I've done that. I remember doing stuff like that. Like, sticking my tongue out and trying to catch a snowflake on my tongue. So that is there's something about that as well, right? In the sense of that childlike innocence, that childlike wonder, that childlike naivety, right? But in a good way, right? Not in the distorted way that, and not distorted, there is a thing about not being uh but so naive in certain situations, right? That can get us in trouble. But there's something about, yeah, like, what's the purpose of catching a snowflake on your tongue? Like, when you think about it now, as an adult and reflect upon it, other than just, I can do that. Oh, wait, you know, I don't know. I just saw that scene on that other kid movie where he sticks his tongue on the pole and gets stuck, frozen there. But so just something about the childlike essence and how it just indiscriminately, I just heard, and so freely allows. Now I'm seeing. Look at her posture. Look at what I'm feeling literally as I'm touching this card now is the beauty of allowing oneself to truly listen to one's body, one's emotions, one's feelings, and flow from there. In this case, the desire was to pause, tilt the head back. And instinctively, it just felt good to do that and stick the tongue out to catch a snowflake. Not because it had any specific real significance to it, not because you were going to win $1 million if you did it, not because you were programmed to do it and told that if you do that, this is, other than it's just this, what I'm getting is just, this is what I felt like doing. This is what my body wanted. And I just followed and did it without worrying about how I was going to look, who, none of those inhibitions were present during this moment, that present moment in time, right? I'm hearing so brief yet so profound, right? And then there's something about, I was going to say vertigo, but it's not vertigo. If you see her skin, there is different, what is that called? Something to do with melanin, I believe. That's why I was thinking vertigo. It's vitiligo is a chronic skin condition that causes white or light patches to appear on the skin due to a loss of pigmentation. Yeah, it is related to melanin. Uh, why is that significant right now? I'm not sure. But it is interesting. All right. That my eye caught it. If anybody would like to say something in the comments, um, I'm hearing, maybe it's just once again this. I'm hearing opportunity to further the message that all and everyone is accepted, right? Particularly if we're talking about holding sacred space and primarily starting with that sacred space within ourselves without a care of others, right? Because she's definitely here by herself. And once again, now I'm looking at the word, it says sundress. Why in the world would she be out in the snow catching snowflakes in a sundress? And it is only the sundress that has green foliage of some kind or lands of some sort. Very interesting. And then this card is very I know, guys, I tend to say that word, but it's just amazing to me when the word that is being used here to describe it, just like sundress, right? It just seems like they don't belong. I'm hearing one of these things just don't belong. So I definitely would say the sundress do not belong with this weather. Now I'm seeing Mr. Rogers, telling you what kind of gear you should be wearing that day, right? If it's going to rain or whatever. Now I'm seeing, yeah. Same with this. Thorns, weave the crown you deserve. Yeah, together. Who wants to weave thorns? Who would want to even touch? You can't touch thorns, right? Can you? They prick, right? And too hastily they cut. They prick you to the point where you bleed. So again, one of these things just don't belong here, I'm hearing, right? So there is something about, thank you, Spirit, I hear now, the what kids today would say, you're weird, like, right? Weird. The odd, the unusual, the uncommon, the not norm, right? Being of significance here and of importance, right? Now I'm hearing the last shall become first, right? So what is dismissed and regulated, that's not the word. Pushed to the side, marginalized, right? To the fringes, right? Like someone who maybe has the condition of vitiligo or has a life that could be classified by many filled with thorns. And what it is saying is embracing that, standing 10 toes down in that power, in what would maybe commonly not look like to fit for others, right? I'm hearing you decide that it does. And most importantly, that it does within your life, right? I don't think this is, but irregardless of what others may believe or perceive, right? And I also am being drawn by it seems to be three different age groups here, her three different generations as well, which is also very important because if you believe in the uh, concept that we pass trauma and gut health and up to three generations, and that this child would have been present in this grandmother's womb when the mother was, um, then that is also of significance here. But I was mostly drawn to it, or initially to the concept of three different stages in your life: the child, like teen or young woman, and then adult or mother, maiden, mother, crone. In other words, some would also place it, right? And again, these are women depicted here, or the feminine rather, but this is for both feminine and masculine, right? So there's a significance of, yeah, my nose is itching. Yeah, that's confirmation. Um, that embracing aspects of yourself, or coming to an acceptance of all of those aspects of yourself. I'm trying to type the up to three generations. So a mother's womb can impact up to three generations due to the fact that females are born with all the eggs they will ever produce. So the question is, did my grandmother carry me in her womb? And is yes, a part of you grew inside your grandmother's womb. And it's because of that same reason. A female fetus begins producing eggs around 9 weeks into gestation and has all the eggs she will ever have by birth. This means that the egg that created you was inside your mother when she was still in your grandmother's womb. So yeah, this is not me just making it up. You know what I mean? There's something significant about that and wanted to come through there. So there's also something about when you do it for you, you're doing it for up to three generations, right? And I'm hearing now pre and post, right? And you're carrying, right? So the thorns I'm hearing now of your grandmother and your mother as well. Hence the importance of doing it for you and weaving together these thorns into what? A crown. And what does a crown indicate? There is regalness, power, royalty, significance. She that wears the crown. I don't know why that just came up, right? I think that's a quote from some movie. So she that wears the crown means a woman who holds a position of power or leadership, essentially signifying a queen or someone in a similar authoritative role, drawing a parallel to the literal crown worn by royalty. It is a way to say that she is the one in charge or has significant responsibility. Bam, right back. And again, some would say that that was all a coincidence, but I would dare statistically ask a statistician to really tell me the probability of all of those synchronicities, you know, that seem to come full circle in just between the opening of this video and what was revealed prior through channeling, and then the synchronicity that was provided in these cards, oracle cards. At the bottom of the deck, Lioness, you've earned all your stripes. Which is amazing to me, because do lions have stripes? I think of zebras. Okay. These are just my thoughts on what I've been thinking. Right? But there's this mermaid tail. Well, what I would assume is a mermaid tail. Could be a fish, right? But there's something about that, if when I thought of it as a mermaid, as being significant to unique, something that is, because a mermaid is just, you know, an amazing mythical creature, right? That would be very unique, right? And then she's reading a book that says fairy tales. And this is a grown woman. And again, there's this need to, even as this adult, still believe in fairy tales, and not in a literal sense. And it even feels awkward saying that aloud, because automatically I hear all these voices. Yeah, that's the problem. You still believe in fairy tales. You know, the Peter Pan syndrome and all these other terminologies. And I get it. I get what people are trying to bring awareness to. And I get that, yes, that for some of us at certain times it can become a bit delusional, or we can take it overboard, you know, if that is the case, your case. But there is something about, again, that childlike innocence and wonder, and free from inhibition, and even mentally, right? To allow him or herself to, you know, become one of the lost boys, or a pretty princess, right? It's significant. There's power to it, I'm hearing. And they wanted me to show at the bottom of the deck. Red, forgive. And then there's those same roses. Oh no, these are apples. Yeah. So there's something about forgiveness as well. Or maybe Spirit is referencing that it begins, that the process, or a part of the process, or one of the steps of the process entail, or will entail, forgiveness for yourself and for others. And now I'm not thinking these are apples. These may be, I don't know why I just heard tomatoes. And I'm compelled to go to the book to read that one. You've been holding a grudge against somebody in your life. Maybe it's a loved one, or maybe it's yourself. This isn't a card telling you that you must learn to practice forgiveness. No, forgive them on your own terms, if and when you feel ready to do so. See, that is holding space for someone. That is holding space for yourself. There isn't this forced or must do behind it. I mean, there is this, you know, benefit to it, and a need, for it, right? But it is on your own terms when you're ready, right? And it went back to what I said earlier here about these cards also being significant about you having a choice, personal responsibility, personal accountability, right? This is simply a nudge for you to consider whether that time is the present. Look how beautiful that is. You know, I admit I don't know how to do that for myself very much. and it has been a learning process for me now, right? To allow myself such grace and space, right? I don't think we're really taught to do that. Is you got to do this, you got to do that, you should do this, you should do that. If you don't do this, you're evil, you're bad, and what is wrong with you? I mean, there's just so many messages, I believe, that are contradictory to this type of, I'm hearing unconditional love. Excuse me, confirmation. Don't let forgiveness feel like an obligation, but like a shiny red hope that gets you through your sleepless late nights. I mean, what a beautiful, beautiful way to put that. I've heard many people discuss forgiveness, but very few. Not that, again, I'm not saying I may have not come across a similar sentiments, but I mean, look at this page. This was the text if you want to screenshot it, but it said such powerful suggestion. I don't know. It discussed a complicated things such as forgiveness in such a simplistic but graceful manner and loving manner, and yet it was what, maybe 4 sentences, right? I feel like Confucius now, or Buddha, like they're saying, sometimes less is more. Sometimes, thank you, Spirit, that's what you want. Hence the need to slow down, what that was being spoken of earlier, when there was this intentionality about taking one time to slow down and formulate one's thoughts. Then I'm hearing that in that intentionality, we can pack a punch of power, not to use violence, right? No, don't punch anybody, but pack such a dynamic, energetic force in such a concise way when you move about with that type of intentionality for self and others. Even if it feels awkward initially, even if there are going to people that are going to be like, she's weird, he's weird, why aren't they saying anything? Click next video. There's nothing wrong with them either, right? There is no obligation, right? You just simply a nudge to consider if this is the time, present for you to do such a thing. Listen to such a video. Are you open to such words? And if you're not, that's not a bad thing. This just may not be the time, not this present moment. And it shouldn't be forced. It should be done on your own terms and when you feel ready to do so. That is a grace and a right that we should all have. Right? And I'm hearing we don't allow that for one another. The conditions come very rapid and very quickly as that force that provided such insight, right? I'm hearing, the demands come really quickly from the job, the parent, the lover, the friend, right? And I'm hearing the ultimatum, right? On that show. And I just heard, and how awry it turns out sometimes for the one who issued the ultimatum. Interesting. So that is our opening theme that wants to be discussed for this reading, and that was half an hour. And I'm hearing from Spirit that is enough to feed off of. And if you have to go, and if you need to disengage at this time, that is quite all right. That would have been suffice to respond to what that is that you needed at this time, right? And if those who are able to continue, then you're more than welcome here in this space. I'm allowing that sacred space for myself and for you, and you have every right It is your autonomy to decide if that is something you would like to do at this time, as well. I'm hearing you can always pause this and then come back to it when you can and are able to, and or ready, even if it means a year later to come back to this, right? It is quite all right. And there's something about trust, trusting that, things will be all right. Right? Before I clicked on the message to do the video, I was thinking that. It just felt this sense of peace that, prior to that, it was a whole bunch of noise about, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to... And then it was just like calm set in, and it was like, it all will be okay. It really is and will be. Is currently and will be. Regeneration. I love the full moon in the background. I love I heard the clay, the red clay from the earth. And then there's significance of it being at the root, right? And then it fell on top of Do It For You with very similar colors. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. The orange in her sundress, the blue plants match the blue in this tree, the brown, beautiful sultry skin of hers with the vitiligo contrast beautifully. And then the white moon with the white snow in the mountains, grayish white. I mean, everything I just heard aligns so beautifully. And then they're almost, these white spots on the card. I don't know if you can pick them up. Look like snowdrops, as well. Snowfall. Which would, once again, seem kind of, odd, I'm hearing. When you see this fiery clay or like lava. I just heard my granddaughter say, "Voila, the floor is lava." For those who don't know, right? And then because I was cooking, like baking a cake for them and cooking lasagna, she said, "But you have a free, what was it? Like a free pass or some kind of power that kind of gave me immunity to the lava at the time." Love you, Maury. Oh, God. And there isn't a moon in this card, but when I hold it up like this, I don't know if you can see that. It's like there's a full moon here, and then there's one like uprising at the bottom of it with the, that's fascinating to me, with the sun. Oh, duh. It's the back of the card. But it's so beautiful the way it is reflected in the card. Mashallah. Yes. But then, as I was saying, before I became enamored, right, with my granddaughter's antics, I just heard, and her beautiful childlike innocence. And it also reminded me at that instinct when she said that, how I would play a version of The Floor Is Lava with my sisters, as a little girl. But this regeneration is talking about this like plant, this tree, this root, and is being regenerated at the root, which then also reminded me of this Thorns card with like the different generations or aspects of yourself. But again, saying it begins with you. You are the root. And then I'm hearing that line in Beyonce's song, I am the root, you are the tree. When she's singing about legacy, right? In that song, my nose itch. Right? And if we're speaking of 3 generations forward, interesting. Thank you, Spirit. Like I just mentioned, my granddaughter. And then I had a very intimate moment with my daughter this morning that brought me to tears into a deep revelation about myself. My throat wants to lock up when I say that. and how it allowed me to see something about myself that others have tried to point out to me, but it was difficult for me. But at that very moment, after I hung up with her, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it just brought me to tears. I mean, I broke down, and uh, yeah, I'm hearing the first step is acknowledging, right? Again, yes, addressing it, acknowledging it, which is back to the message that I channeled, that Spirit said this is the reason for these what were referred to as daily checkups. Is it's a way to validate and acknowledge one's emotional, physical, mental health, and provide a safe space to process, right? Feel it through. And the significance of such an intentional ritual, sacred ritual, that it is suggested when you're ready. It's just a little nudge, right? To do for oneself, right? On a regular basis, so that we stay in tuned so closely to our body in such a way that, yeah, that we would dare stick our tongue out to catch a snowflake. Right? So yes, this regeneration, I think, is really appropriate. And then this is a 46, which for me now I'm hearing as a 10 is a completion, right? Not a completion of everything. This isn't an end all be all. It's not about the, I hit that marker over there necessarily, which I heard now sin is when I miss the mark, right? And maybe the sin is in trying to hit the mark in the first place. Ew. Okay, play that, right? And holding oneself to such a rigid, right? Or you have to forgive now, or you have to, if you didn't know you're a sinner, you missed the mark, right? Oh, okay, Spirit, come through. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there is a significance in how it would help you over and over again with regeneration, which is inevitable, right? We have life, death, and rebirth. We have, the phoenix rising, which I don't know if you noticed. I was saying that and I'm laughing now because when we opened up to 10, the one prior to it, the 9, was the phoenix. Right? So it's like this, yeah. And I'm thinking of the phoenix, the bird. What does it signify, right? I was seeing it in Harry Potter the other day. I just was switching channels. Because I've never, and don't hate me, I hope Harry Potter fans don't come after me, because I know the background story of the woman and everything, and it's beautiful, right? Well, she took her thorns and she weaved her crown. Hence, here's Harry Potter's everywhere, even at Disney now, baby. Books, everything. Talk about royalties with the crown. She's receiving them, right? She took her situation. I think she was like this mom with kids, and yeah, beautiful. But the guy was coming down. See, I'm sorry, guys, for you Harry Potter fans, and he's apologizing. Like, I'm sorry I killed your bird, kind of thing. I think that's the scene. And he said, no, Harry, this is what the phoenix does. It burns itself purely to ashes, and then it just regenerates itself, right? Yeah, that's powerful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. So many of you, this is what you're undergoing. This is your daily checkup for today. This is what you may be feeling. And it reminded me the forgiveness card was a 10 too. So now I'm here like 10, right? And I just heard tick tock, show walla walla, tick tock, tick tock, shawala walla, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You better get your hands off of me. I got the smooth touch. I got the smooth touch. It was a rhyme we used to say when we were younger, right? And I'm hearing, yeah, laugh about it. Yeah, that much. Like, oh, wow. 10. And then another 10 would be 20, right? This 64 10. And then this is a 30. And I'm hearing like a kid singing 10, 20, 30, 40, 55, 60, 65, 70. I don't know. Wow. I'm lit up. Oh, my body is tingling like everywhere. But yeah, we place this emphasis on time. We give such power to time, right? By this age, I should be that, or, you know, you have this time to grieve that, or this time to heal that, or this amount of time for this, or this amount of time for that. Now I'm hearing the Mad Hatter. Now I'm seeing the little rabbit running around. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. Right? What is that? Idiosyncrasy, but then idiocy. Like, I don't know. What are you saying, Spirit? Help me. But yes. And then the big hand, the little hand is on the 10. Stop playing. And then the clock is being lifted away in like this parachute, like balloon, air balloon rather, kind of thing. So now I'm hearing, yeah, the time is now for such a generation. Generation, interesting. Yeah, I do believe that Freudian slip has validity. And now I'm seeing the significance. And then 1 and 4 is 15, right? Well, I don't know why I thought 15. It's 5. Okay, stop it, Marilyn. Just breathe. Oh, wow. Now I see the hands, like, right? Since we tend to think of spirit in a very male oriented, you know, pictures and art, you know, depending on, you know, your background, and particularly in the West. So we see these hands. It's like, you know, I just heard, I'm giving you you have time. You have more than enough time, right? As a gift. Now I'm hearing the time is now. Till the end of time, I'm just hearing. Which I'm thinking of that because of how it fell on top of this weave your thorns, right, into a crown. And then how Spirit wanted to spend some time in talking about up to 3 generations, and also maiden, mother, crone, right? Now I'm hearing each time frame. I don't know, Spirit, if you want me to elaborate on that more, there's more. Please let me know how to express it. I kind of Again, now I just keep seeing the hands. Oh, now I'm seeing them as trying to grab the time balloon. Oh. Right? And it's like just out of its reach. And again, that's for those of us who, and I have been very guilty of that, who identifies time at moments as a constraint and as elusive, I'm hearing, and as fleeting, and that there isn't enough time, right? Or it's too late. It's too late, baby. No, I'm hearing it's never too late, right? But that it is too late, right? Maybe for some of you, you feel This is you looking back at your child and at your maiden, right? At your mother as a crone, looking back and saying, you know, I wasted that time, or I've lost that time. And saying, no, no. And I'm not, I should have said it when I thought of it, but when I read this card, the lioness, you've earned your stripes. And I said it, you'll rewind the tape, you'll hear me say that I said, wait, a lion doesn't have stripes. I literally thought of this card in this deck. Not because of anything other than I did a reading not too long ago, and this same card came out, I think 2 days ago, and I questioned that about, you know, the stripes on this zebra. But I don't know if I said it in the video. Love you, accent. You know, it's interesting. One of the things, and this is a sidebar, you know, maybe this will help somebody, or maybe this is just so that I can continue to acknowledge it. But one of the ways that I have to utilize these thorns and do it for myself is, I didn't notice, but because I was the eldest child, who the responsibility of being bilingual was placed on me at a very young age, as early as 5, that I can recall, 5, 6, because I became the translator for the family. There was this emphasis on me losing my accent. And I've never come to that conclusion in the almost 50 years in my life to recently. And I didn't think that was an issue for me, even though I would hear it like in people who are coming to mind now, like a Rihanna or other individuals. I forget what's that other actor that he, you know, you can hear his like British accent. But then he knows how to not utilize it. I don't know. But so I thought that was an interesting phenomenon in others when I would see them do it, right? But I never thought that was a me issue. I wanted to say problem, right? Who would it say that is a problem? And the only reason I think I'm addressing it now or why my ego wanted to address it as a problem, is because it becomes problematic in a world that tells you other is wrong or bad. And that shows you that other can get you not hired, not respected, bullied, you know, so many things, that ramifications I'm hearing that can occur as a result of being othered with something as significant as language, and even an accent when speaking. And it was several years ago, about 7 now, 8 maybe, when I was speaking with a co-worker who also, we had become pretty chummy at the time, pretty friendly with one another. And she noticed that when I got real passionate about something, my accent would come out. And she saw it as a I heard a dig at me. And, you know, her smirk was almost to say, you know, to insinuate, oh, well, that's a fraud. You're frauding. You know what I mean? You really have this accent and you're not. And I remember feeling it from her, seeing it in her eyes, the way she said it, the way she did it, the smirk that she gave and everything. And I remember it bothering me a little, but I didn't understand clearly. And I was even got angry at her because it was like, how dare you? No, I'm not doing that. That's not, because in my mind, intentionally, I was not doing that. I didn't think I had an accent that way. You know what I mean? I had been groomed to, you know, refine it or cover it so long because it was so important to get, you know, my first reasons for it was I was being taken to the welfare office to translate, and the welfare office meant our money and our food. And that money was for rent and bills and our clothes, and the food stamps was for the food on our table. So it was critical to the livelihood of my family, and I had that responsibility so young. And then I remember, like, the Child Protective Services coming up to our house. And my mom, with her limited English, my sisters, I was 7, I think, at the time, 6. And I remember getting up on the cabinets, on the countertop, and opening the cabinets and opening the refrigerator and giving this woman a spiel of how we have food in the house and how food in the refrigerator, and look, this is our bedroom, and look, we are taken care of. There's nothing wrong here, lady. After being informed by my mother that this woman was coming and what was her intention and what would happen if she got the idea that we weren't okay and that we were being left alone, which was the truth. But there was this idea that I had to cover that so that we wouldn't get taken away into foster care. So, but I didn't understand that about myself. So there's something for someone there about that, about you've earned all your stripes, right, lioness? So the lion, is about aurora, courage, confidence, regality. Again, back to this crown, uniqueness, the sun, Leo, fire, action, energy, beauty. All of those things are coming to mind. You earned your stripes, which is interesting. Is a zebra, which would be stripes on a lion, but this back to this mermaid, like, yeah, it would be as unique as stripes on a lion, but referencing maybe those things as like an accent, or I don't know, maybe you use makeup to cover a certain mole, or maybe your nose is more pointy, but you highlight it, I'm hearing, for some, with certain makeup in certain ways to make it look thinner or not as profuse, or maybe as wider. The ways, now I'm thinking of Natanola, which was a bleaching cream that was used here, and I think it's still used here in this state. Now I'm here in Jamaica, or Haiti, and how there's a cream or something there that is common to that. But the ways in which we try to hide our stripes, and here is saying, no, you've earned all your stripes. You have the right to show your big nose, your bell pepper beautiful nose. You have the right to speak with your beautiful accent. You have the right to whatever, to not cover your vitiligo. You know what I mean? You have the right, right? And when we deny that right, when we deny the very things, yes, Spirit, I hear you, the very things that are a part of us, right? If I have vitiligo and I'm just covering it with makeup, I'm covering it, but it's a part of me. It's not like I could go wash it off, right? If I'm the thorns, right, are representative of the mistakes that I've maybe made, the traumas that I've experienced, right? Like the poverty or the abuse, right? And then I've grown up to try to really very much, I remember in college, I didn't want anybody to know what neighborhood I was coming from, or my family, that familial dynamics, when their families were still intact and they had money and things of that nature, and then with the stripes, with the line is the third card, then the something like Spirit wanted to bring out the accent, right? Those things are, try as I might, I heard, to camouflage or hide them, right? Because now I'm seeing this is camouflage, like on her skin, right? Camouflage or hide them. They are a part of me, a part of who I am. Even down to, yes, I heard fairy tales. I'm hearing a little boy say, yes, I fucking watch, I play video games and love Marvels and Avengers and shit, or love Disney. Like, still believe. Do you believe in magic? Yeah, believe in your own magic. And she has stripes. I want a pair of those so bad. I keep saying I'm gonna get these bumblebee like striped leggings, and I haven't. I don't want a pair so bad. Confirmation, yes, that burp. Yes, a change in the wind, my brother, my sister. It's okay. Todo está bien. I heard it is your life. You deserve it. Where they be here? You deserve it. Oh, right here. Weave your crown of thorns. You deserve it. And I just heard, who the fuck? Y'all, now I'm cussing. Lord, call it thorns. Decide that it's thorns. You know what I mean? I don't know. And that's the thing, right? On things like roses, the rose is on there. So, why do we hyper focus on the thorn part of the flower, the whole, because it's an entire flower. It has leaves, it has thorns, and it has the beautiful petals, the bloom that it forms, right? My throat wants to shut down. Yet we're hyper focused on the thorn aspects, and now I'm hearing, no, 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 Marilyn, no, baby girl. Oh God, I want to cry. Lord, why are you doing this to me? I'm on camera. No, people see the beautiful rose. You think that all they see is the thorns. Did you hear that, beloved? That is for someone, but for all of us. People see the beautiful rose you are. And I just heard what is that? Can I call you Rose? Can I call? And it was 1:11 when I just said, cause you're, or 11:11, excuse me, on my timer at the top. Cause you're sweet as the flower in bloom. Can I call you Rose? I'm messing it all up. Sorry, guys. Can I call you Rose? Cause you. And doesn't he say something about the thorns and uses it as a power, like as a benefit, not as a negative? Yeah. And now I'm thinking of my granddaughter. That's her middle name. So I sing this song to her all the time. She loves it. She's like, "Will I play it again?" So it says, "Can I call you Rose? Because you're sweet like a flower in bloom. Because your fragrance takes over the room." Yes, that's what they're saying. That's what Spirit is saying. That's what your little girl, that is what your maiden, that is what your crone, that is your higher self, your inner child. Everything is telling you, young man, young woman, or man or woman, you know, ah, I want to plant you in my heart so love can grow. Because your thorns won't let love in too soon, right? There is purpose for those thorns, right? Mm. And then I just heard, every species has like a self, I just thought of like a chameleon, right? It'll blend in with it when prey is after it, or a skunk would release that smell. Like yeah, we would. So the rose has its thorns, right? As a protective mechanism for his or her beauty as well, right? That it doesn't just get, uh, invaded by any insect or species, right? The animals and insects are going to think twice about how they move through that rose bush. Okay, Spirit, I don't know. That's so beautiful, though. Mm. Can I call you Rose? Yeah. So all of that came from a change in the wind. Yes. And I'm hearing, yes, all of that we have discussed thus far, that is the change. That is the 10, 10, 30, like 10, 10, 10, right? And now, oh God, 10, 10, 30, yes, which would be two, three tens. The cycle here at that age, the cycle here at that age, and the cycle here that is closed. I'm hearing like locks, or doors closing, like bolts closing, like Literally, that's what I'm hearing in my head right now. That sound when I just said that, right? And then this card is a 12. Yes, during this 12/12 to 12/21 portal, this is what's happening, beloved. Alhamdulillah. Hallelujah. Right? And 12/11 on the clock. Just now. Ah. Yeah, because for me, it's signifying the 12, and then the 11 is the portal, the two columns, the portal, the entryway. Right? And then we have this north weather vane at the top, and we have this zebra. We have this person inside being carried, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. The change is happening so freely, going back to like not being forced anything, because it's happening so innately, because it's being done by you, that it's being carried, you're being carried over through it, and you're accepting your stripes. And that weather vane, has been your compass and your perceptory sensors, right? Because the weather vane moves and based on the winds and same thing with you. That's why it has to, like her, she's just listening to it. It is something that happens from within so innately that then clearly shows without, right? And look at the contrast. We go from this scenery to this scenery. And then here she's by herself looking up, catching the thing. Here is just like, yeah, I know how to be with me. And then look at her body. This is a full figure. I see a fupa. And still in a bikini, very confident. I heard no quirks or qualms about it. No fucks given. In a good way. Yeah, I'm that mermaid. I'm that lion that earned it. With stripes, bitch. Just her. I don't know where they come from. Yeah. I ain't no regular old lion. I got stripes. Yes. And I've earned them. They're all mine. And I'm showing them, right? There's this, I don't know if you see them on her thigh. Those right here and right there, that's a design. And on her arm. And her little jelly rolls. Look at them. That jelly roll. Oh, that jelly to the left. I don't know. Right? I've earned every last one of them. I've endured and been through all these thorns. Right? And that weather vane for me, if you know, or you're familiar with Yoruba, just heard cantamble, just heard Santeria from Afro-Cuba. But anyway, los guerreros, right? The warriors. There's 5 of them, right? And that weather vane usually is significant when you're speaking of that religious tradition of those 5 warriors being the goons that protect you and walk with you, right? Oshun, Yemaya, right? Chango, right? I better name all of them. I brought it up. Give me 1 second. I shall give them all the honor, right? Yeah, Spanish for the warriors. And again, they're called Lo Guerrero. My nose is itching. My ancestors are acknowledging them. These are the first. So it is they're outlining the Yoruba a tradition, but it's Elegua, Ogun, Ochosi, y Oshun. Son los sacerdotes de mayor jerarquía llamados olugos o babalaos. Pueden entregar. No, but see, this is what I'm saying. There's 5 usually. When you get initiated, you get 5 collares. See, and again, it will depend. I don't want to confuse anybody. Depending on the kind of like in Christianity, you'll have different sects. So it's Elegua, Oshun, Yemaya, Shango, y Obatala. Those are the 5 that I'm with. Because when they said Ocho, like I'm familiar with Ochosi and others, but those are the ones that I am familiar with. And again, see here, they're making the significance in Santeria Cubana from the Cuban diaspora or Cuban perspective as opposed to African Yoruba, right? So yeah, there you go. There. So like with most religions, right? Even in Islam, you have different sects, or in Christianity, but that's what I think of, that weather vane. So there's something about again, if we're going back to generations, and back then I was told past and present, right? 3 past, 3 forward. When I use that example, it is about, and then here I talked about legacy, right? It is ancestry, right? The lineage. And for those of you, or those of us, I should say, that believe in ancestral veneration, this card for me signifies, oh yeah, we here. We are the ones I just heard on the front line. The bloodline on the front line, ready for war, get loose, get loose, get loose. Yeah, that's some of you, yes. They said, baby, yes. And you are being carried over, yes. And we're guiding, yes. The F, what they thought, what you thought. Don't forget. Don't you, and I just heard, don't you ever forget. You are loved and protected and guided. Yes, for those of us who use that disclaimer to believe in such things, yes, that some may refer to as fairy tales, like in that the title of that book that she's reading, right? That would be so foolish to catch snowflakes on our tongue, right? Or to take the thorns and make a fucking crown out of it, right? I don't know. This, I'm using kid stuff here, and this is, yeah, I'm getting fired up. And look at the bottom of the deck. Peace. You know, I'm hearing peace, and then it's peace. I want peace. And I heard peace be still. I heard by any means necessary. My soul cries out for peace. And if it means I got to roll, you know what I'm saying? If it means I got the phoenix and regenerate on your ass or on these bitches, on that, where is this? Yes, whatever it means. If it means I have to forgive myself and others, if it means I have to maybe prick myself on some of these thorns, making this crown. If it means I have to show my stripes and my flupa and my rolls and show you that I believe in fairy tales and you laugh, I don't give a F. I want peace. I desire peace. I am seeking peace. I shall have peace. And that's a dove, right? With the a sprig in his claw. Right now I'm thinking Noah, right? And what Noah do? Noah locked himself up for them 40 days according to the Torah, according to, some would say, mythology, according to the Christian Old Testament, right? And when it saw the dove with the sprig, that's when it knew, okay, land. Right? And I'm saying, yeah, right? There's change in the wind. Here is still all, you're being carried and it was smoky and it's not clear and you don't know it. But look at where you're heading, baby. I just heard peace, 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 peace. What's that? A Slick Rick? Who did that? Peace, 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 peace. Yeah. I mean, the turntables. Oh, who is that? Is this Slick Rick? No, it's not. Oh, God. I see him in my mind. Yeah. And by what? This egg, what is an egg, right? It's rebirth. And right, I'm seeing that star on this head and that face inside that, right? You was in this incubator of this egg, oh, like Noah's Ark, right? Going through that emotional waters, right? If the ark is on the waters and there's this rain and this storm and this torment and all that, and time and regeneration, right? Now I'm hearing like the caterpillar has to liquidate itself and then reborn again, right? This was the purpose of it. This healing for this what? This inner peace. Because when you do it for you, you have this Ina. Linda. Yeah, I said I'm cute. Oh, that was cute about me. I sure did. This inner peace within that's unshakable and immovable. Why? Because it's within now. See, before when it was for outside validation or for others, right? Or, for whatever the reasons may be, it can be moved, right? If I can, now I'm hearing Jesus, right? What is it? Luke 2:52, I think it is. Basically the concept I'm trying to articulate right now is if I can give you the praise, then I can take it away. But when it's inner, can't nobody fucking take it away. What you taking? Now I'm hearing Mandela, right? Or Gandhi, or whatever. What? You can't take my in prison. What do you say? You locked me up in a cage, but you didn't lock my mind up. That's still mine. You know what I mean? I choose. I'm in charge. And look, to that higher power, right? And what's the higher power? It's not no big power over it. It's that middle part of your brain that, like, now I'm hearing that frontal lobe finally, look, bursting wide open, the keyhole. Right? And it's interesting that the frontal lobe is the last part of the brain that, in the terms of development of all of it from young, if I'm not understanding, that part doesn't get, actually fully developed until like some say 23, some say 25. I've heard 21 too. And then under that, exchanging gifts. Right? Because once you tap into that higher power within yourself and this inner peace, now you can freely flow in your gifts and freely know when to give and when to receive and be able to flow both way in both. Whereas before, maybe you just gave, or took. No, you understand reciprocity and the importance of exchanging gifts. How it is beneficial. I can just go on. Time to let go. Treasure Island. That's where you going, baby. You hit treasure, right? And look at this. What? That dessert went to the land of milk and honey, baby. What's that? Joshua in the Bible. Yup. And why? Because now you're ready to be fair. You're balanced. You understand, right? These thorns and doing it for you and being loving of and accepting and earning your stripes, it now gives you the same type of empathy and compassion, right? We talked about allowing a sacred space for self, right? Now you are able to allow that and give that to others as well. And I mean, it was always fated. It's in your stars, baby. Check out your astrology. I just heard. And this is a message in a bottle. I think a message in a bottle, baby. Message in a bottle, baby. What's that song? Oh, wait, I gotta look it up. And I'm hearing for those of you now, because now it is 119. If that was enough to feed you right there too, that section. Spirit ain't no joke. So if you wanna, I'm hearing, step away at this juncture, you're more than welcome to now as well. Message in a bottle, baby. Just send for me. I'm just a telephone call away. Send for me. Yes. The fates are saying to you, baby. Right? Your ancestors, you so protected, you so in touch, you so in tune, you so aligned. Once you align with your, what the cat really said? Your motherfucking self. You the star player. Right? Once you understand that, all you gotta do is message in a bottle, baby. Send for me. I'm just a telephone call away. Who sings that? That's that song. Yes, that's it right there. I heard. Yes. Wait, I'm excited. Message in a bottle, baby. Send for me. I'm just an Atlantic Star, of course. What? And what Atlantic Star? What is on here? These stars, yo, I cannot. Oh wow! And then we have the Thinker under here with stars on it, right? I just heard all you gotta do is just think about it. Now I just heard Celie. What she say? She said, till you do right by me, everything you even think about is gonna crumble. Yo, I promise you, that's what I heard. Like they're saying, don't even worry about it. Right? Those who maybe have done you right? Sitting there thinking and stressing over trying to hide your accent, not weaving the all this other stuff because of all those other reasons, those people, those things, whatever. Listen, don't even sweat that. Just send for me. We got your back. It's fated always. Come to the edge, baby. That's all you gotta do. Not just like when I move, you move just like that. You understand what I'm saying? No place like home. Oh God. Blessed. I'm blessed. I'm way up. I feel blessed. Straight up. That's Big Sean. I just figured out the other day. Let me stop. Okay, let me keep this PG. Way up. I feel blessed. Straight up. Come on now. Anything less is not for you, I just heard. Fuck out of here. And it ain't. See, that's what I heard. See, that's the bullshit. They say this is the fairy tale. But this chess game that is really being controlled in the background by another, I'm hearing the other, right? That's the playing luck bullshit. That's that fortune cookie shit. And that's not for you. Right? You're not, this is the real optical illusion. This is the matrix. I gotta play chess. I gotta stay defensive. I gotta hide my accent. I gotta hide my nose. I gotta hide my hair. My background. Or whatever. That's the real bullshit. I got to protect myself all the time at all costs. No. We all have mechanisms. We talked about that, right? With the armadillo have, with the skunk have, with the, that's a part of us. That's goes without saying. But to live in that type of defense mode, and I'm hearing even worse, always anticipate it and expect it, that's the bullshit. That's what gets us caught up. And that's not for you. You deserve better than that. Because the only thing you get out of this is this fake, phony facades, mask that you have to wear. And then because you're wearing them, you can't get mad because all you encounter is fake, phony facade mother effers that just glitter, but ain't gold. Because they want to live what, quote unquote, by the fucking book. Like dumb sheep being led to their death. Look, that elephant tied to that, elephant to that, and then again 3 generations. Where are you trying to take the next 3 generations? Because guess what? They're following you. They're tied to you. And if you keep following a system that indicates that you have to play by this set of rules, by this book, you're going to keep getting this bullshit. Period. Yes. Step into your yin. And it ain't about feminine against masculine. It's about receptivity, intuition. And not blocking it based on, well, no, the logic and the probability and the statisticians say this, that. Man, fuck all of that. There's a combination. It has to be fair, a balance between both. It ain't just one or the other. Now I lost to be fair, and I know it's in here somewhere. We pulled it. And scales, even. And I held it well on the Libra scales. Hey, Mr. Carter. Hello. Tell me where you been. They've been asking. They've been searching. They've been wondering. Yes. I got summer hating on me because I'm hotter than the sun. Spring is hating on me because I ain't never sprung. Winter hating on me because I'm colder than y'all. And I would never fall. And the 3 words you'll never hear. Wayne, quit. I don't know, right? Yeah, no, being you. Co-create. You are the co-creator of this destiny, of this life. You. Just heard, I've got the power. And that's the truth. I just heard somebody answer, say, yeah, she telling the truth. Yeah, you better listen. And they saying, even if you don't want to, and look, exposing the mask, holding it right up, showing you that under is this mask, and this is what they trying to show you up top. That's the fugazi. Don't fall for the bullshit. That owl is your ancestor. And they're saying, look, same owl again, deep knowing. All you got to do is stop. Now I'm seeing that movie with, is it Jackie Chan that he plays in that movie where he's standing in that rice field and when the wind blows, they all stop and pause and allow themselves to like smell and feel the wind breeze. Yes, if you do that, you'll hear this deep, it's a deep note, baby. I just heard it's in ya, like prego. It's in your lineage. You was born with it. It's inevitable. You was back in your grandmama's womb. Pay attention. Observe. The foxes, And what he on top of? That egg, look, waiting. And we, what was that egg on peace? Look. And who he looking at? Up at the sky. Why? Up at that moon and that star. Why? Because that's your, I'm hearing that's the representation of your deep knowing. You know, now I'm hearing Herod. Is it Herod? Was it Herod? No, I don't know. Whatever king sent the 3 wise men because they saw the star, trying to find the baby. To what? Kill it. Because it knew what? It knew what it was coming. It knew what it would be hitting for. It knew what it was bringing. It knew what happens when you in tune with your star player, your motherfucking self. It knows what happens. Then now can no longer keep you in this facade with the fugazi shit. Playing chess like a cog in the wheel. I can't keep you there. If you know you, if you stay true to you. I think this is for me. They say breathe. Okay, Spirit, I'll breathe. I'm breathing. All right, I'm going to stop. Because it keeps going, right? Because if you don't stop to breathe, to pause, to listen to that deep knowing, it'll keep you round and round. You'll keep going. And that's what this sin baby, I just heard this clear as day. And this isn't no punishment from nobody. You ain't even got to believe in spirit for this. If you keep doing what you always did, you're going to keep getting what you always got. That's it. Who you loyal to? Who is your heart loyal to? It better be to you first. Again, look at that crown. And again, I really believe that's you looking at you. Going back to this 1221 portal. Going back to this 4114. Be loyal to you. First and foremost. And the inability to do so will keep you in a never-ending motherfucking story. Frustrated. Depressed. Unable to fly. And you got wings. That's why it's so important for us to clean it up. And we ain't saying it got to be right now, everything today. Because that's the other thing. Then we get all, I got to get it. No, it's a small nudge. And we all start. You see the thing he's pointed up at one point. He's not flaring it back and forth everywhere. You start one thing at a time. And the one thing is wherever you're at. Whatever you are able to. And when you begin to clean it up like that, baby, serendipity sets in. You think you're Irish out this itch. You got the luck of the Irish on your side. I just heard. The hell? And for many of you right now, it don't seem like it because you're between worlds. Because that's what happens when you start this process. I got your left foot in, you got your left foot out. You put your left foot in and you shake it all about. It's like doing a hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Yes. Right? And it's uncomfortable, right? Yeah. Imagine mending a new life. Yeah, because of these building blocks, right? Yeah. And you go to these forks in the road, but it's about finishing this unfinished symphony, which is you. You are the greatest masterpiece. That's what I say every ending of a video. You know, you are your greatest soulmate. But in doing all of this, it does provide this new life where it brings in all the soulmates that you need with friends, family, and lovers, if that's what you desire. Don't give up. Go the distance. Rest when adequate. Play even harder when adequate. It will keep you poised and in position and ready and steady for the here and now. I cannot. Okay. I might as well, right? I only got a couple few, and then we'll close it with that. Why? That's what I'm saying. But why? Why I gotta go in the book? Because you deserve it. We already said that. That's why. And you're going to get a leg up. It may feel like you don't initially, but when you move, I move just like that. You initiate it. When I see you serious about it, I got you. You're not left out there yet. Yes, I'm going to take action out this. The action is coming from spirit. Yes. Taking care of all that conflict and chaos. Fuck out of here. Right? Because you ain't never been orphaned. That's a lie. You ain't never been orphaned. That's a lie. When you thought you was orphaned, now I'm hearing the Surah. Oh, God. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was crying out saying, oh my God, I haven't heard from the angel. I'm not, what's going on? And the surah came down and said, didn't I take care of you? Haven't I always been there for you? Like, what's up? Don't doubt. I love you. I'm here. I ain't never going nowhere, and I ain't never going nowhere. You ain't never been orphaned. Orphaned where? Orphaned who? My man standards? But you always been protected. I've always had your back. Shit, you was in your grandmother's womb. Remain flexible, baby. Remain flexible, beloved. When you get rigid, that's when we cause problems and for yourself and your mind. Yeah. Right? Chop wood, something water, right? But when I tried to like understand it back in the day when I was trying to look this up, it was this concept that even when you become enlightened about something, that doesn't mean the stuff stops. Again, it's not about an end goal, right? There's something else you're gonna become enlightened about, right? And it is sometimes in something as mundane, in the mundane, simple things, right? What was seen to others as simple and foolish, I'm hearing. Yeah. You will find your tribe. Right? Or better yet, I'm hearing you will always vibe with your tribe. Or you vibe your tribe. Yeah. Right? And the way to always find it and know what it is or who it is to never be afraid. This is the last card, y'all. To go to the sea. Right? And in this essence, I'm thinking back to what Spirit said this message was intended for, a daily health checkup, right? It requires you going to the what? To the sea. What's the sea or water representative? Our emotions. How you feeling, baby? Right? I know many a days I cry saying, don't nobody give a fuck about me. They don't nobody call me to see how I'm doing. I don't feel appreciated. I'm feeling really unappreciated. Appreciate yourself, baby. Ask yourself how you feeling today. F waiting for somebody else to ask you. It's nice. And your tribe is coming. You will find like-minded people that will ask you that will be concerned about you in that way. Right? And all those birds, look, when you with your tribe like that, the ancestors, everybody, I mean, just mob deep. Like, yo, mob deep. But it does always will begin with you. Amen. Ameen. Ashe. Yes. Daughter, son. Yes. And that's it. I'm saying I got to go. I got a job right now. Spirit. I got to keep. Oh, God. Yes, I want to take the time out to thank my inner child, my body, my emotions, my mind, my higher self, my ancestors, my spirit guides, my warriors, my guerreros, my goons. Yes, right, divinity, for this beautiful message on today. And as always, beloved, my desire, my prayer for you is that may the symphony between your light and your shadow, right? Between both, the balance, the harmony between both that they create that orchestra, that symphony, right? May the symphony between your light and shadow always be the compass, right? Like those guerreros, that weather vane, right? That compass in the creation of your what? We talked about this, your greatest masterpiece, which is who you are. Ashe, amen, and amen. Until next time, beloved.